Okay.
All right. Where shall we begin? Tell the people about you. Are you 3 years old? Yes.
First off, hi, I'm Carly.
I'm Mark. In 2018, we bought our first house. It was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was a starter home. And we had a whole lot to learn about how to take that house and make it into our home.
I remember when we bought it and we got in there, and I still felt like apprehension about painting a wall. Like I was just waiting for somebody to bust into the house and be like, "You can't do that." Like the mental difference between renting and owning was a huge shock to me. But then once we started to give ourselves permission to treat a house as a home, man, has it been fun.
We were able to paint. We did a couple necessary repairs. We had a branch fall through our roof into our living room, and we got to deal with that with patching up the ceiling and getting the roof patched.
Our next house was in Wisconsin, and that house was incredible. It was 7 minutes from Lake Michigan. It had 2 acres.
The bones were incredible.
Yeah.
And we were able to redecorate and paint and really spruce up a place to make it feel like a home for us.
And then we sold that house after 2 years. The buyer literally was like, if you give us this picture and you don't allow anybody else to see this house, we'll give you an extra $10,000. So first of all, I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. And then it's just been so eye-opening to realize that, like, if you tell a story in a room, it's just really, really powerful. But then after our second house, Mark and I were like, okay, this is great for the buyers, but we need to do this for us while we live here.
Yes.
So that's part of what is birthing this channel. You're going to do this and help film these projects and help provide solutions for people who also want to renovate and do it themselves. So here we are. Oh, our third house was where?
Our third house was in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and it looked like it had been a rental. So if you've ever been in college and you rented a house in college and just things were kind of junky and ratty and just
parts of it great. Were. The kitchen was a disaster. The kitchen
is how the house
was an eyesore. The yard was fantastic.
And in this house, this was where we began to take our projects to the next level, where it had been mostly cosmetic. Here we redid a kitchen, we added a fence, we refinished floors, and we just found that, one, if we do it ourselves, it's going to be cheaper. It might not be easier, but we're going to learn. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah. And your sense of like accomplishment and confidence.
Found that we were profoundly impacted by our physical surroundings. And because we spend so much time in our home, we realized that we need to make the spaces work for us. And through our projects and through what we've done with redecorating and painting and making things flow and function, we found the things that really feed our hearts and really affect us. And we want to help other people do that. We want to help other people have their houses tell stories, have rooms tell stories, be able to walk into a room and have an emotional impact that is positive. And that's just kind of how we have arrived in this. Is I don't think much of this stuff is hard. We're not contractors. We're not professional builders. We're not painters. We're not any of these. We're not carpenters. But what we are is we're people that can plan a project, have a vision for something that does not yet exist, and help bring it about.
Yeah.
And so really, in this journey that you guys are on with us, hopefully we can help you accomplish that in your spaces. Make a space that has more, that means more, that feels better, that tells a better story, that takes you to a better place. And
and to just cheer you on and help you give yourself permission. Because for whatever reason, sometimes it just feels like you need permission. And so if you need external permission to build a life that you want to live, here it is from us. Go do it. You only get one. Anything else that we should add? I guess comment, if you're like, wait, I have questions about this or who you are or whatever, comment, and then we can either respond to you in the comments, or if it's a really in-depth question that would be easier to just make a video and talk about it, we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna end this before our dogs start freaking out about the puppy across the street. Thanks for watching.
Say that again. Okay. Hi. We love you guys. Maybe.
Let's start at the very... No.
We're Mark and Carly. We have been buying and selling houses since 2018. And what we've been doing is we have been redecorating and remodeling our primary residence about every 2 years, and then buying and selling them. As we've done this, we've picked up a lot of tips and skills along the way, and we want to share those with you guys. We've gotten more ambitious with every single project, and we feel that this is something that pretty much anybody can do with a little bit of thought and planning and resolve. We just strive to make places that we can enjoy. We have learned along the way that every time we finished a project, we've asked ourselves, why didn't we do this sooner? And so hey, go out and get those new appliances. Paint that room. Change that floor.
Oh, the other thing.
Take that trip.
The other thing that I wanted
buy that boat.
Us to talk about.
And what's the worst that can happen? I mean, if you really want to paint a room.
Oh, yeah.
If you really dislike your furniture, if you see yourself building a table, like, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, yes. I will show you a project where I was trying to flip furniture and it did not work out.
Yeah. Tell us about yourselves. Tell us what projects you're working on, what kind of things you want to do with rooms in your houses. Ask our opinions. Ever since we did our first kitchen, I've had lots of opinions about kitchens. And again, I'm coming from it as, how do I want this to look? How do I want to feel when I'm cooking in the kitchen? How do I want to feel when I'm putting away the dishes? How do I want to feel when I'm loading the dishwasher? All of these things. And the fact that a place can become just so much more than a place where you rest your head or where you just have to be is why we're doing this. We love it. We love you guys. Maybe. Comment.
Awesome. That was awesome. I can't wait to slice this together. It's going to be from
buy that boat.